What's up, people? About to go inside the gym. I want to do a little part two to my last video talking about autism, sexuality. Now, this is real sensitive topic. It's a really confusing time for a lot of autistic people because sexuality is something that we don't really fully grasp. I want to talk about some things people don't want to really discuss, but I want to just say it. Now, I can't really speak on gender and gender expression because I'm pretty confident that I feel like a male. I know I shave a lot, but I'm glad that I'm 230 pounds. I could lift fucking almost 300 pounds. I'm not just talking about like weights, but like boxes. I could lift a lot of heavy ass shit. I like the idea that I don't have to worry about periods and cramps and having to deal with pregnancy and menopause. I'm not just throwing that in nobody's face, but it feels good to be a guy. It does. Now, on the downside, anything I say to somebody, I'm liable to have the fucking living shit beaten out of me if I say anything. If I talk out of my neck, I can get my ass beat. I don't have that privilege of being a guy, being being a female. If you talk crazy to a man or a female, they're just like whatever. I can't hit a girl. But I like being a guy, so I'm not going to speak on gender because I don't know what it's like to have gender dysphoria. Just like females, I don't know what it's like to be a lesbian or transgender. I don't know what that feels like. I can't explain something that I don't know, and I'm not going to read a book on somebody's feelings and give you a book definition. Like everything I said in that video, that's shit off of how I felt. And just to throw this in here too, by saying that, I can't really speak too much for autistic gay men. I can't speak very much because I told you that at the very least I could really say I understand they are comfortable around their own gender, but I don't know what makes them more. I'm not trying to say I'm trying to be real sensitive. But here's the thing. Having autism, you don't know how to start relationships, conversations. You don't know how to initiate any of those things. So is it because of you like people approaching you more and you don't have to deal with being alone because you have other men to do that for you versus women who are not going to approach you? I don't really understand that. Because with me, regardless of what I do, I always am the one that has to initiate the relationship, the conversation, because I'm at the point where if it's something that I like, I'm going to go for it. I don't care what it takes. I want to go for it. I want to try to get it as much as I can. Because women don't pursue men. They don't, and I didn't really find that out till the older I got, the more I began to realize that. Now, you can work on things that can attract women, it can attract their attention. Yeah, I'm going to also work on my career, which I'm doing right now, my money. All that takes time though. I'm not trying to do it in a way where it's illegal or risky. I'm not trying to do it like that, because no amount of money is worth me doing 4 letters in prison, doing 4 letters or 2 digits. I didn't think of that myself either. But with sexuality, it's a lot of confusion. And like me, because let me tell you, put it like this. I don't in no way, shape, or form identify as gay. I don't like men. I don't have a love for another man. I don't see myself marrying another man, kissing another man, hugging another man. I barely want people bumping into me at work. Like with my OCD, when somebody's walking near me, I always take 2 steps back. You know, I'm confident of myself. It's not that I gotta explain to nobody. It's just I don't really I feel like I should have the right to not label myself at all, if that makes any sense. Because what I feel, this is how I looked at it. When I was 17, I don't see, let me just say this. When I had sex the first time after like a whole year, it was a little over a year, and that was a choice. I was practicing celibacy. Before my sexual encounter, I started looking at porn again because I was really stressed the fuck out. And porn gives me comfort. It gives me relief. It was times when I was celibate where I was real stressed out that occasionally I wasn't looking at porn, but I would engage in self-pleasure. Having sex, I don't know about everybody, but I don't feel the need to look at porn if I'm having sex. And with being autistic, you tend to have a little bit of a allegiance to the person that you're with. So, you know, if I'm meeting somebody, hooking up with somebody, and that's just them, because I don't do like multiple partners, I don't feel the need, and I'm enjoying it too. I don't feel the need to look at porn, because porn is really for people who aren't happy in the relationship that they're in, or they're just not satisfied with their sex life. And I don't feel the need, and it's really a waste of time. And I'll just tell you from experience, when you have great sex, you don't really need to look at porn. Like, the sex is good enough for me. But I did look at a great amount of porn in my teen years, and I told you that a movie I watched, it introduced me to my submissive side that I didn't know nothing about. And my phone, websites like Xvideos, YouPorn, and Pornhub introduced me to transsexual porn that I watch a lot. And I feel like over the years, I just felt more turned on by that than regular porn, because it was a lot of elements. If I'm saying this right, it's called BSDM. You know, it's like a fetish. It's like a movement where people practice forms of, you know, dominance and submissiveness. It's when you engage in like role play. Sometimes, you know, they use little toys in the bedroom. Like me, it's a little hot right now. Like me, like on Friday, that was my form of it. That's my form of my submissiveness. My, like, engaging in sex. The role I play, I'm always the submissive one. And I feel like it comes from, that's the one thing I can tell you. I don't know where it comes from. I can't tell you how I can tell you how I discovered it, but I can't tell you how it came into be, like how it just came in me. I don't know how. I don't know where it came from. I don't know if my mom has a side to that. I don't know. It's like when people can tell you, like, how do they know? People can tell you how they know they're gay, but some can't tell you how they like turned out like that. Not in a disrespectful way, but how they came to be that way. They just don't know. I don't know. All I could tell you was I watched this movie on. It was a movie, like a women's prison movie that I watched at 15 during the summertime, and ever since then I always wanted to be like the submissive one. I didn't want to be the dominated one. I didn't want to be the dominant one in a sexual in the sense of having sex. I always wanted to be the submissive one. Now, in relationship, as a man, you want to be the dominant one. You want to take control. You want to make sure everything is ran right. You want to make more money because they look at you as a leader. And that's how it should be. They should look at the man as the leader. I'm not trying to be sexist, but you know, I'm trying to find a second job, and you know, we just have to make more money because no one looks out for men. We're not the ones that are taken care of. Mostly women are the ones that you take care of. Now, yeah, I can't really explain how that came to be. The same thing with like the transsexual porn. I can't explain why it's so arousing versus regular porn. I can't explain it. I don't know where it came from, how that happened. I can tell you how I discovered it, but I can't tell you what's so like what happened to me where it just got my attention. Because a lot of the performers in these videos, you know, they appear as women, and they they're not unattractive. They look just like regular women. Now, everything that they engage in, like a lot of the scenes, like a lot of the videos I watched, they had forms of BSDM, if I said that right. BS. I'm trying to tell you, because like I said, I don't really get into, let me tell you one thing. I don't get into anything harmful. As in, I don't like to be burnt by cigarettes. I don't like to be because it's this thing too. I don't tell like that person like, hey, can you do this to me? Can you do that to me? No, I allow them to do what it is that they do. Like I'm not trying to be real explicit, but I told you autistic men like it when the female can initiate the sexual, you know, contact. They like it more that way. But if I'm going, let's say I wanted to meet like a dominatrix. I don't know where I would find something like that at, but let's just say I did. I would not be interested in anything that would hurt me physically. I don't want to be like hit with like a belt really hard. Like, I wouldn't mind handcuffs. I wouldn't mind being tied up. It all depends on how it's done. But I'm saying I would not enjoy. Obviously, I don't want nothing inserted in me at all. I'm dead ass on that. I don't want nothing inserted in me, and I don't want nothing. Cause that shit is like, that's just going too far, and I don't want to be because I was watching a video on Family Guy. They were sort of talking about it. They Quagmire had like a girlfriend that was into that shit, where she's literally beating the fuck out of him and she put him in like the trunk. That's something that's totally different. Like, I don't want to be walking on glass or getting kicked in the balls. No, I just feel I like it when the female is more in control and I'm more of the submissive one. In spite of my size, I just like that more. And that's the thing. Maybe that's what turns me on more to trans women, because they can offer that. A lot of them, in some cases, offer that to other men. Because I'm not going to find a lot of women that are going to take the dominant role in sex, because they want the guy to be more in control. But you know, one more piece of advice I have is, your sexuality is between you and the person that you're with. I don't really feel the need to let the whole world know. I mean, really, your family. If you're autistic, you know, because I know that people today, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, you know, be who you are, but people wear their sexuality, and I'm just saying this. It's really nobody's concern, because understand that it's a lot of discrimination out there Really, I'm talking about men. That's why I'm saying this. It's a stigma whenever men show a little bit of sexual fluidness, like myself. I'll say that at the very least, because I don't identify as gay, of course, but I could say sexual fluidness. Whenever we show a little bit of that, it's a certain stigma to it where we're labeled as gay, we or sometimes women don't want to deal with men who may have dealt with, you know, transgenders or other men. They don't want to deal with that, and that's fine, because I understand. But it's a certain stigma to it, and you know, we get a lot of flack for that shit. So I'm saying, just from my experience, you don't have to really tell your family too much, and it's none of their business, because my family, I'll just say that they have an idea. I had like y'all know I had a near-death experience last year, but they have an idea that I'm not necessarily, I haven't really been dealing with women for like my whole life. They haven't, they know, I'll just say they know for a fact that, because it came up a few times when I was younger. My mom saw like some of the things I was looking at on the computers before I got my own phone, and she confronted me about it. And my dad talked to me about it. He talked to me about a magazine he found in my room. So I feel like both of them, they're still my parents and all, but mainly with my dad, I feel like that has caused a little tension in our relationship, that has put a little bit of a wedge between us, because you know, everybody but me has children, and you know, it's just something we don't really talk about. My mom is a 7-day Adventist. My dad is, you know, I guess a traditional man. I know he doesn't go to church. Men don't go to church, but that's just a conversation that we don't have. We haven't spoken about in over 10 years, but they know, you know, they don't know what it is I'm doing now. It's none of their business, but they are aware. Like I told you, my first ever experience with a transgender female, I was 20. I was 20 at the time. Now the first one that I really liked was the one like 2 days ago. That was one I enjoyed a lot. And I'll just say this, that's why I said, no matter whether they be trans or biological women, whatever, Florida has better females than Philadelphia. The whole state of Florida does. Because you have women that come from all countries, like women from Venezuela, women from like South America, Mexico, women from the islands. You have all cultures down here. Now Philadelphia is culturally diverse as well, but you have more of a variety of women. So that's just what I can say why like Florida has better women. Now, one more thing I want to throw in. I know this video is going to be going on 20 minutes. In spite of what I said, though, just how I criticize the black community, well, I did in my videos. I don't really criticize it much anymore. I still stand by that female that got me fired at that nursing home. I still think she's a fucking bitch. And I feel like black lesbians, like female lesbians, are ghetto as hell. They're ghetto ass women. That doesn't change anything. Just like I don't feel a man that is starting to transition in his 60s should not be in the bathroom with other women and children. I don't think that's okay. I'm not cool with people that are abusing the whole bathroom laws in certain states, and they're just trying to be perverted about it. I'm not cool with that. You know, same thing with Cause I told you, I'm like not as really strict on morals like that. I am sort of indulgent now, but I'll say this. What was I trying to say? I'm all for now. I guess you could say I support whatever people want to do. Go for it. I support you 100%. As long as it doesn't involve violating men, like prison rape or rape, like rape or molestation or anything illegal, do what you do. And you're not fucking with somebody that's half your age, like that's younger than you. Do what you do. And one more thing I want to clear up. I know you're probably like, how can you be so submissive in bed, but you don't like white supremacy? You don't like buck breaking. Yeah, I want to throw that in too. I know that probably you're probably wondering, wouldn't a man that's submissive in bed, wouldn't he be for white supremacy? No. Or I'm not for buck breaking. I still haven't watched that fucking nasty ass movie. I'm not going to. But I'm not for I told you I'm not for the anal rape of other black men. I'm not for that. And I'm not for a dominant society, making life harder for people that are not as fortunate. I'm not in support of that one bit. It's a difference though when you know that your partner has less strength than you, but she can control you in ways and you allow her to. You like me, I'm turned on by that. And I'm the type of dude who can go pretty long without having sex, so I don't know how long I'm gonna really do it, because it's really about stress right now. I'm trying to find a second job, and like I told you, when I work, I'm stressed out. Certain things are stressing me out, so it's really about stress. It's about relieving stress. Whenever I'm not as stressed out, I don't feel the need to relieve myself through masturbation or having sex. I can just deal with it. But it's really about just time and just the state of my finances at the moment. But this video is going too long. I'm gonna end it right now.